Hello everyone, welcome to a fresh episode of Kathor Vaani, brought to you by the Student Alumni Committee of I Am Rohtak. Today we have with us Mr. Ashish Godghate, the founder and CEO of Awayddings, a place where destination weddings are made easy. Ashish completed his BTech in Food Engineering and Technology from Institute of Chemical Technology and joined I Am Rohtak for his MBA in 2017 to 19 batch. Prior to starting his entrepreneurship journey, he has worked with organizations like Oyo, Off Business, and Malinyu Linters Group. He's also a visiting professor at Pilling Institute of Management and Management Studies and Research. We are delighted to have you with us, and we are looking forward to an exciting conversation with you.
That's awesome. Thanks, Ria, for the introduction, and glad to have a conversation with the real Kathors of India. Yeah, so looking forward to this particular conversation. I hope you guys have fun.
We'll start with the formal segment. So, what made you leave your corporate job of a stable salary job, and pursue entrepreneurship?
Okay, leaving my job and pursuing entrepreneurship. Okay, so this is a really interesting question, because uh, I didn't take the decision of starting off myself. It was the situation. So what happened was, during 2020 March, COVID had happened, right? So because there was no business, there was no revenue that was flowing in, I had to lay off around 12 members of my team. So this was one of the worst days of my life. And at that point of time, I was very depressed. Okay. And a major restructuring happened 1 month after that, wherein the managers and heads of the company were also laid off as a part of restructuring and cost cutting process. So I was one of them who got laid off. Okay. And once I got laid off, I was actually applying for a lot of opportunities out there. Of course, there were a lot of opportunities, and I had a few contacts as well. Luckily, I got an opportunity to start off with Off Business. And during the time when I started off at Off Business, there was this research that I had done for Goa region for the wedding industry, since I was handling weddings.in vertical of Oyo. Okay, so I was actually doing research as well as doing my regular day-to-day job during my stint at Oyo. So I think during May, June time, the research data paid off. And at that point of time, there were a lot of startups, unicorns, and a lot of things about startup ecosystem that was, being spoken about in the market. And I was listening to a lot of podcasts at that point of time. And from my I Am Rohtak days, I was really inspired by entrepreneurship and entrepreneurial journeys. In fact, entrepreneurship and new ventures is going to be one subject for you guys in second year. It was one of my favorite subjects, and I loved it. And I always thought I will do something. In fact, during my I Am Rohtak time, I watched the entire, I think, entire 9 or 8 seasons of Shark Tank US. And I was really inspired by the entrepreneurs in US as well. And I always thought I will do something, but never had an idea or something to start off with. So during June July time, when I actually applied for Off Business and gotten that opportunity, at that point of time, uh, life went a step behind. And we got a chance to reflect upon what we were actually doing. Is it really valuable? Am I really making a difference in somebody else's life, or I'm just doing something that is not going to add value in my life or somebody else's life? So at this point of time, वो बोलते हैं ना, एक एक मिलता है, एक सिग्नल मिल जाता है लाइफ में कि चलो ये टाइम आ गया अभी कि इस बार में एक कुछ तो डिसीजन लेके कुछ रिस्क लेते लाइफ में. So I was 26, 27 at that point of time, and I thought maybe I'm not going to get married or something as soon as possible. So let's take a risk, and maybe after taking risk, what is going to happen? Either I will fail, or second option that is going to happen is maybe if I fail, I will move on to a stable job. Okay. But I also knew that if I get into this particular journey, learning is something that is going to be with me throughout. So that gave me the confidence to, start something off. And in the month of June itself, I had started something off by myself with someone based out of Goa. And I thought it was a good idea. And within 9 days of me joining off business, I quit. So technically, I didn't work at off business. I started at off business and I quit in 9 days. And I went back driving from Ahmedabad to Goa again, started working with wedding planners, did a little bit more of research, and kickstarted my entrepreneurial journey from 2020 September. So that's what the real story is. There was a lot of chaos in the middle. When I am telling the story, it is going to look very smooth, but there were a lot of ups and downs. The decision to quit off business by leaving that huge paying job and getting into entrepreneurship with a little savings in my bank account, it was a tough decision, toughest decision in my life. But luckily, I took that decision, and today I am what I am because of that particular decision. So I think COVID was a good phase for me.
Okay, that's a very informative answer. Thank you. And the next question is that how to identify the right industries to get into if someone is looking to pursue entrepreneurship?
Okay. So I get this question from a lot of upcoming entrepreneurs. So I do a lot of entrepreneurship sessions at different B schools. So I get this question a lot, and my answer to this question has always been that I really believe in, because I cannot tell the other perspective of entrepreneurs. Right? I am going to tell you what my opinion is on this particular question. So there are two ways in which most entrepreneurs start their journey. One is either they face a problem by themselves and they think that they will create a solution for that particular problem. And number two is everybody is working somewhere or the other in some industry, right? Whether it is Oyo, whether it is off business, whether it is big basket, Zepto, Blinkit, wherever it is. So wherever people are working, they see a lot of gaps in that particular market because they are studying that particular market on a regular basis, on a day-to-day basis, right? And during their day-to-day operations and job which they are pursuing, some people, what they do is some people go out of the way and try to dig in more deep about that particular industry. Some people, what they do is some people stick to their job and do whatever is required so that they can get a average performance and get their salary. So 100% people are not going to be outstanding and go out of the way and do things, right? So some people who go out of the way and do things, they figure out other gaps in that particular industry. And once they figure out that other gap, they start speaking with other fellow entrepreneurs or friends from different backgrounds, and they start thinking and talking to these people, and they're like, bro, I have this particular idea, I think I can make a solution for this. And then someday somebody pushes them to take that particular decision, or they get influenced by themselves to take that particular decision and start it off. So technically there are only two ways which I think people get pushed to start off. And one is either they face a problem by themselves कि मैं चल के जा रहा हूँ यहाँ पे मेरे रोड पे बहुत सारे खड्डे दिख रहे हैं, ये खड्डों को मिटाने का सोल्यूशन निकालूंगा मैं, और उसके लिए मैं एक सोल्यूशन बनाऊंगा which is going to become huge because there are a lot of khaddas in India, and the solution also can become a it is a huge opportunity in India. So there are solutions like these, there are problems like these that we face on a regular basis, for which entrepreneurs work on real solutions, and which is where a startup is created and a company is formed out of it. So yeah.
Okay, okay, understood. So, as you know, the startup environment is quite competitive. So, what are the ways and what are the steps you take to keep yourself apart from others?
Keep myself different from others. Okay.
Yeah.
So in terms of being competitive, we have to study our competition. Okay. If there are a lot of players in one particular industry, you see there is a lot of opportunity in that particular industry. You must be studying about industry size, the total size of the industry. You must be having a lot of data that you get from IBF, Statista, and all these websites, right? So you get to know the potential of that particular industry. And if there is a huge potential in XYZ industry, whether it is pharma, FMCG, e-commerce, fintech, so there are going to be a lot of players. So one thing that entrepreneurs can do to stay competitive is to have their own USP in that particular market. Okay, there are going to be Zepto, Blinkit, Zomato, Instamart, and everybody who are going to be competing for the same segment of the market, but they everybody is having a different USP, and they are actually differentiating themselves on the basis of those USPs. Because everybody, let's say for example, you guys sit for internship interviews or final placement, so what you guys try to do is you try to differentiate yourself from others in the batch. But everybody has gone through that particular journey wherein you have done undergraduation and MBA from IIM Rohtak, right? Everybody is in the same set of pool, but yet there are some differences that you guys have, which makes you different as compared to other 8, 10 people sitting outside the interview room. So every startup also tries to be competitive according to their USP, their experiences, their problems, solutions, failures in their journey. So that is how I try to be competitive. I study my competition and try to innovate on that particular research data.
Okay, okay, that's
Yeah,
informative and insightful. Um,
yeah.
we at IIM Rohtak, so there are many people aspiring to become entrepreneurs. So, what advice do you have for the budding entrepreneurs of IIM Rohtak?
Oh wow. I'm not really a person to give advice because I am not that experienced entrepreneur. Is that is what I feel. But if I really want to give an advice to upcoming entrepreneurs who are actually thinking, because even I was confused at one point of time whether to get into this particular journey or not. I would say now that I've crossed 3 years, I think starting of entrepreneurship journey was a mistake which got converted into a good decision finally or eventually, I would say. But since I have completed 3 years, I can actually tell what is needed to be done now. And that something is key. You need to identify gaps in the market. You see every company that you have heard of is solving a problem. It's not just a company. uh, you can take any example. Zomato is making food, this thing convenient for everybody to order food so that they can sit home and relax. Uber is helping people to commute for transportation. There is Zepto, Blinkit who are making delivery easy. There are lots and lots of other companies who are actually trying to make people's life easy. So the core fundamental behind entrepreneurship is to solve a real problem that the market is facing. So entrepreneurship is not something that is fancy. It is a problem. It is a solution to a real problem in the market. Okay. So if there is any entrepreneur who is listening, any potential entrepreneur who wants to start off with entrepreneurship anytime soon, they need to identify real gaps in the market. Just say for example, I went to IIT Bombay for one mentorship session. So over there were a lot of students from engineering who came to me and they were actually trying to solve real problems. Somebody was actually trying to eliminate waste from the city, right? Starting off with Mumbai and then from the entire country. Somebody was actually trying to, reduce the electricity consumption in corporate buildings. So these are some of the real problems that people have identified. Okay, once you get to know the real problem that the market is facing, you get to know what solution you can create for that particular problem. So I would suggest every budding entrepreneur to find out real gaps in the market and create solution for real gaps. Okay, and apart from that, there should be an intent to learning, failure, and lot of other ups and downs in the journey. Because if you don't have that particular intent, the data already tells us that around 90% startups fail in 2 years time, 95% startups fail in 5 years time, and only 4 to 5% of the startups succeed. And by succeed I mean they stay alive. everybody is not a profitable business. Okay, so which is why I would suggest budding entrepreneurs to find out real gaps and have an intent to learn, so that they don't fail along the way, and the solution is actually getting created over a period of time. So that is what I can say about this.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Uh, Thank you so much. The answers that you told us, they were very insightful and informative, and I'm sure it will help all our students looking for to become an entrepreneur, looking forward to become an entrepreneur. So that's all the questions I have for the formal segment, and now I'll hand over the next speaker. I'll hand over to Hardik. So yeah.
Yeah. So moving on to the informal segment now. Ashish, what do you prefer? Work-life balance or work-life integration?
Oh, I don't have a preference actually. So what happens is, so work-life balance is actually a big myth. Okay, according to me, this is my opinion. Okay, when you really enjoy your work, right, you don't think about the balance. When you don't enjoy the work, you think about everything that is available beyond work. This is what I think. Okay, again, this is my perspective. Listeners can have a different perspective, you can have a different perspective. I truly think that there is nothing like work life balance. If you are really enjoying your work, you will balance everything else that is there in your life. Okay, and it is possible. People who say that it is not possible can give you 100 reasons why it is not possible. But people who think that it is possible, they can give you only one reason and make it happen. Okay, so this is my perspective on this. Work life integration is something I would believe in. Okay, because work is going to be a part of your life, and life is going to be a part of your work. Monday to Friday, Monday to Saturday, you are going to be at work. Okay, so you are going to be either going to be an expert of some industry because you are doing your job over there, or you are going to be an expert of some particular profile, right? Whether it is marketing, product, whether it is finance or operations or whatever it is, right? So I think work life integration is something that people should focus on. If somebody is not really happy with the existing job or existing profile, they should look for something they are really interested in, and then they should try and make work life integration happen. This is what I think.
Okay, that was a great answer. Moving on to the second question. An advice that you would like to give to your 15-year-old self.
Oh, 15-year-old self. Actually, if I would really give an advice, this is going to be a little weird, okay? uh, Actually, in life I wanted to become a cricketer. Okay, so if in fact in when I was 15, I got rejected from district level cricket team where I was playing. And my dad, he pushed me to go for studies. So I worked really hard in 12th, became a topper and everything, and then got into ICT Mumbai. So the real advice that I would like to give to my 15-year-old self is go and pursue cricket and cricketer ka journey. You are going to fail a lot, but eventually after 10 years or 15 years of that experience, the money is going to compound, the experience is going to compound. You guys understand compounding? I hope you guys
Yeah,
understand
yeah,
compounding. I hope listeners understand compounding. It's results, getting results after years and years of hard work or time spent on one particular activity. And I think I would have really excelled if I would have pursued that particular journey. So this is one advice that I want to give my 15-year-old self. Never thought about it, but since today you guys pushed me, so I really thought.
Thanks for the answer. I would have said the same thing.
Oh, nice.
So, so the next question is, would you suggest any changes in the MBA program to breed more entrepreneurs?
Yes, I would suggest. I am actually teaching second year marketing over here in Navi Mumbai. And I really believe in this concept of practical education and not exams. Okay. So what happens is people focus too much on scoring marks during MBA and MBA programs because there are mid-semester, semester examination. In between there are quizzes and a lot of other things. I understand everybody is not that focused. Uh, of course, 50-60% of the people really want to, have fun during their MBA, and because of which they don't really focus on class. And exams are something that makes them, really study or read about that particular subject matter. I understand all these things, but I am also enrolled for an entrepreneurship program with Cornell University, and in that particular program, I'm also enrolled for an entrepreneurship school program with TAI Pune. So over there also, the focus is more on practical education and learning. Okay. And most of the Indian education system is not really focused on practical education. I understand case study method is really great for education purposes, but then again we get on to the exam, scoring marks, giving pointers, making others feel bad that you have not scored a 7, 8 pointer, 9 pointer, you are below average. I don't believe in all those things. In fact, I was a below average student. I wasn't one of the guys who got placed first in the campus as well. In fact, I was the one who got rejected by off business as well. So it's really a matter of intent. Okay. And one thing I would suggest is maybe not grade students. I think few of the IIMs don't put their grade pointers on their CVs. I think old IIMs. So I think maybe this is something that the MBA or B school should focus on. The good B schools in India are really great, but the lower colleges in India from tier 2 or maybe below top 40 colleges in India, these colleges, they don't really focus much on practical education. And B schools should focus more on practical education. They should bring in more experienced people to teach what is actually happening in the industry, to tell students that, this is something that you need to really focus on. It's learning, your personality development, your social skills, and lot of other things which are a part of your self learning and not someone who is spoon feeding. So maybe this is something that I would suggest, the government who is actually making the curriculum for MBA program for IIMs or B school in general. I hope
Thanks for the
this was a
answer.
satisfactory answer.
Yeah, thanks for the answer, and we hope to witness these changes soon. Now, the last question of this segment is, if you were given an option to go back in time, would you have approached your MBA any differently?
Yes, yes. In fact, this is something this is something that I had really thought of. So during my MBA, I wasted a lot of my time. Okay. Uh, as I told you, I was a below average student. My entire focus, I had one goal during my MBA to become a really good presenter and a public speaker, which I achieved. Okay. But apart from that, getting into the depth of case studies and concepts of MBA is something that I lacked when I'm actually learning at Cornell University or when I'm teaching other students right now. So, what is happening right now is I know for a fact that I have learned all these concepts, but now because of my 3 years of entrepreneurship experience, I understand the concepts better. So, if I understand the concepts better, I would become a better analyzer of case studies. I would become a better decision maker. If I would have done this before during my MBA program and really worked hard, maybe I would have been a better student, maybe. And I saw there were a lot of students in my batch who were actually putting in a lot of efforts to read case studies, to understand concepts. But I wasn't a free rider in my group, although I used to make all the presentation and put in a lot of work. But then, I could have put in more efforts to go out of the way and learn about industries and subject matter. This is something that I had lacked. Maybe if I get a chance, in fact, I have already gotten a chance to pursue my entrepreneurial MBA. Over there, I am really paying a lot of attention and understanding the concepts really well. So yeah, this is something that I would do if I really get a chance to, do my MBA again.
Thanks for such amazing answers. Now, I'll ask Pratika to start with the rapid fire round.
Okay, rapid fire.
So, hi Ashish, I hope I'm audible to you.
Yes, very much audible.
So yeah, we learned a lot about you and your journey throughout the formal and informal segment. So I would like to steer the conversation towards a much more fun part today. So we'll go towards the rapid fire segment. So here I'll say some words and you can give any opinion and any thought that comes first to your mind.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. So the first word would be I am Rohtak.
Placement.
Okay. Okay. So okay. And the next would be Kathor life.
Oh, Kathor life. 2 states.
Okay. I think we all relate to that. Okay. Then
Nice.
it would be hostel.
Hostel. I can't use informal words, so I'll have to be very formal.
Okay.
Hostel. Co-ed.
Okay. Then library.
Library. Don't know where it is.
Okay. Okay. Guest lectures.
Yawning.
Okay. Then exams.
Exams. पास होना है.
Okay. Then assignments.
Assignments. Assignments का only submissions. Deadlines. Sacrosanct.
Deadline.
Sacrosanct.
Sacrosanct. Okay. Then we'll go to presentations.
Presentations. Oh. One-man army.
Okay. You already mentioned that. Then roommates.
Birthday bumps.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's a memory of everybody who celebrates their birthdays on campus.
Yes.
Okay. Then we have infusion.
Oh. Infusion is sports com.
Yeah.
I was a sports com.
Then we
Event said.
yeah. Then we have classroom.
Classroom. CP.
Okay. Okay. So moving on to rapid fire, some few questions following the segment. I'll go with the first one. What are the 3 things in your bucket list?
3 things in my bucket list. Oh. Wow.
Yeah.
3 things in my bucket list. I want to. Actually, I don't have a bucket list as of now, but then I would. I'll just think about it 1 second. Make a profitable unicorn.
Okay.
Second is become a public speaker. And the third one is have a portfolio of 100 crores.
Great. Well,
it's very much
good
related to
bucket.
entrepreneurship, money management, because I read a lot of such books these days. So it's going to revolve around that. I don't have any other expectations in life. I don't want to.
No, great. These are very great elements for a bucket list. Lastly, I want to ask you, what is this one question you wish that we answered, like we asked you in this podcast?
So the question that I want you guys to ask would be, maybe I would, I actually wanted to share one learning that I had in the past 3 years. I think people should not really focus on scoring marks. They should really focus on understanding things. And I would also suggest people to start reading books during their MBA journey, because I've seen around 90% folks didn't do anything apart from what was there in the syllabus or what was being
Hmm.
taught. I would suggest every student or everybody who is listening to this particular podcast to start reading apart from what is being taught. That is going to open up your minds. It is going to make you wise over a period of time. Because see, after MBA, nobody is going to study more. Almost 95% people are
Hmm.
going to stop studying, right? Books are going to be with you for a long period of time. So I think you should keep studying, keep growing by reading a lot of books. And this is what I would suggest to every student or everybody who's listening to this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That to stop. Yeah, I think that's a
Yeah.
great insight. We would all try to inculcate that in our curriculum as well. Also, that's now we're done with the rapid fire segment. Thank you, Ashish, with such insightful information about your journey and your career. We had a great time with you. So we will be back with all such exciting conversations in the Kathor Vaani. Stay tuned.
Thank you, guys.
Okay.